Okay, I need to come clean about something. In my last video, I gave you what I thought was the ultimate escape plan for 2026. Mexico, Panama, Portugal, the usual suspects. And then, you absolutely destroyed me in the comments. You missed Albania. What about Georgia? Bro, Nicaragua is half the price of Costa Rica. You know what? You were right, the popular spots are getting crowded, expensive, and putting up more red tape than ever. So, I scrapped my entire plan for part 2. Today we're diving into your list, the 10 backup countries that are cheaper, wilder, and frankly, better positioned for 2026. Some of these will surprise you. One was literally called a murder capital 3 years ago. Another lets you stay for an entire year without filling out a single form. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll have 10 escape hatches that 90% of people don't even know exist. Number 10, Montenegro, the discount Italy. Picture yourself at a seaside cafe, espresso in hand, medieval architecture all around you, crystal clear Adriatic waters sparkling in the sun. The food tastes Italian. The lifestyle feels European. What if this isn't costing you 3,000 euros a month? What if it's 1,200? Welcome to Montenegro, the discount Italy. Here's what makes Montenegro fascinating. It uses the euro, but isn't in the EU yet. You get euro stability without EU regulations, taxes, and bureaucratic nightmares. This is your window. Once Montenegro joins the EU, prices will jump. We've seen this with Croatia and Slovenia. That EU flag goes up, costs follow. Everyone floods the coast in July and August, it's cruise ship hell. Here's a smart play. Bay of Kotor in shoulder seasons. April, May, September, October. Same beauty, half the price of Tuscany. Waterfront apartments for 600 euros. Farm-to-table dinners for 15 euros. Wine for 6 euros that would cost 40 in New York. The residency process is straightforward. Show 500 euros monthly income, not 5,000. 500. The verdict perfect for people who want European lifestyle but can't afford France. You get 80% of the experience for 40% of the cost. Montenegro is small though, not a place to disappear, but if you want community, slower pace, mountain views, and Adriatic sunsets, this is it. But Montenegro still has rules. What if you want somewhere that barely has any? That brings us to number 9. Number 9, Cambodia, the Wild West of Asia. Cambodia is the last frontier of total freedom in Asia, but freedom comes with a price. Comfort. Cambodia is raw. The roads are terrible. The heat is intense. Infrastructure barely exists in rural areas. But here's what Cambodia offers. They simply do not care. Want to stay long term? Business visas extend indefinitely for $30 a month. No background checks, no proof of income, no exit requirements, just pay and stay. While Thailand tightens visa rules in 2026, Cambodia remains the easiest door for under $500. Studio apartments in Phnom Penh for $200 monthly, street food for $1, beer for 50 cents. Comfortable living for $600 to $800 all in. The expat community is libertarian-minded. Nobody asks questions. Nobody cares about your politics or past. Healthcare is basic. For anything serious, fly to Bangkok. Internet is surprisingly good in cities, fiber optic available. Cambodia isn't for everyone. If you need clean, organized, predictable, you'll lose your mind. Can't handle heat and occasional power outages. Look elsewhere. The verdict? For libertarians who want to be left alone. Freedom over comfort, affordability over amenities. But what if healthcare matters more than freedom? That takes us to number 8. Turkey, the medical tourism powerhouse. Turkey has first world hospitals at third world prices. Yes, inflation is brutal for locals, hovering around 60%. But if you earn in dollars, you're immune. Actually, you're profiting. The weak lira gives you a 50% discount on life compared to the US. Real numbers, knee replacement in the US costs $30,000 to $50,000. In Turkey, at JCI accredited hospitals, $8,000 to $12,000, including hospital stay and physical therapy. Full dental implants, $40,000 in America, $8,000 in Turkey. LASIK, $1,200 instead of $4,000. These aren't sketchy clinics. Turkey invested heavily in modern hospitals with internationally trained English-speaking doctors. Istanbul alone has over 40 JCI accredited facilities. That's the same international standard as Johns Hopkins or Mayo Clinic. Surgeons often trained in Germany, the UK, or the United States before returning home. The equipment is state-of-the-art. Recovery facilities rival five-star hotels. Medical tourism packages handle everything. Airport pickup, translator services, post-op accommodation, follow-up appointments. They've streamlined the entire process because they understand their competitive advantage. Living full-time? Istanbul is beautiful, but crowded and expensive. Look at Antalya on the Mediterranean or Ankara for less touristy vibes. Comfortable lifestyle costs $1,000 to $1,500 monthly. Nice apartment, eating out, travel, entertainment, everything. Residency is straightforward. Show financial means or buy property. Turkish real estate remains affordable compared to Western standards, with coastal properties offering incredible value. Challenges: bureaucracy is paper-heavy. Politics are complex. The verdict: best place to fix your body without breaking your bank. If healthcare is priority, Turkey is unmatched. Turkey connects east and west. But our next destination is a safety miracle nobody saw coming. Number 7, El Salvador, the safety pivot. 3 years ago, El Salvador was the murder capital of the world. If I'd said it would become one of the safest countries in the Western Hemisphere, you'd have laughed. Then everything changed. Bukele's war on gangs dropped homicide rates 90%. Streets are clean. Violent crime collapsed. Safer than many American cities now. Day-to-day life is peaceful in ways it hasn't been in decades. Walk around at night. Beaches that were no-go zones now thrive. Here's the kicker. El Salvador uses the US dollar. No exchange rate math, no currency fluctuations, no devaluation worries. You land with dollars, spend dollars. Beachfront apartments in El Tunco or El Zonte, $400 to $600 monthly. Restaurant meals, $3 to $5. Beach beer, $1.50. Live comfortably under $1,200 monthly. Infrastructure improved dramatically. Government investing in roads, public spaces, tourist facilities. They want remote workers and retirees. Bitcoin Beach in El Zonte lets you pay for everything in crypto if you want. Surf scene is world class. Beaches rival anywhere in Central America. People are genuinely friendly. Challenges: El Salvador is tiny. Drive across in hours. Residency process isn't as streamlined as Panama. Politics are polarizing. The verdict: the ultimate I told you so destination. Safety, affordability, dollar pricing, improving infrastructure, 3-hour flight from the US, El Salvador, is compact. But what if you want the opposite? Enter number 6, Brazil, the sleeping giant. Brazil isn't that dangerous. If you're looking at the wrong map, yes. The right map? Paradise. Everyone thinks Rio, favelas, crime. But Brazil is the 5th largest country on Earth. Regions exist that feel safer and cleaner than American suburbs for a fraction of the cost. Southern Brazil, specifically Florianopolis. Florianopolis feels like Europe relocated to a tropical island. Heavy German and Italian ancestry, European architecture, and food culture. But you get 42 beaches, warm weather year-round, thriving digital nomad scene, and time travel pricing. Modern one-bedroom in good neighborhoods, $500 to $700. Nice restaurant dinners, $15 per person. Fresh seafood is everyday food. The real is undervalued. First world lifestyle for $1,500 monthly, all in. Inflation stabilized at 4%. Economy finding footing. Infrastructure investment happening. Brazil offers deep culture. Music, festivals, art, literature. The food scene alone is worth it. Brazilian barbecue, seafood stews, real acai, tropical fruits you've never heard of. Challenges: Portuguese isn't Spanish. Brazilians don't speak English outside tourist zones. Must learn Portuguese. Bureaucracy is legendary, paper-heavy, time-consuming. Safety varies by location. The verdict? High culture, low cost, if you know where to look. But Portuguese is a commitment. What if you could land somewhere that speaks your language? That's number 5. Philippines, the English-speaking paradise. If you're American looking for the easiest tropical transition, this is it. English is official. Actual, everyone speaks it English. No translation apps for doctors, no struggling through banking. You land and communicate immediately. 7,000 islands. Don't like your current island? 6,999 others to choose from. Each island has its own personality. Palawan for pristine beaches and lagoons that look photoshopped. Cebu for urban convenience mixed with island life. Siargao for world-class surfing and laid-back vibes, Bohol for chocolate hills and unique landscapes. Modern condos in nice areas, $300 to $500 monthly. Street food meals, $1. Restaurant dinners, $5. Live very comfortably for $1,000 to $1,200 monthly. Air conditioning, modern apartment, eating out regularly, domestic travel, entertainment, everything. The SRRV visa is being revamped in 2026. Watch for age requirement and deposit changes. If you qualify now, move fast. Filipinos are genuinely some of the friendliest people on earth. Culture values hospitality. You'll be welcomed warmly. The expat community is well established, meaning you'll find support networks, social groups, and people who've already figured out the system. Facebook groups are incredibly active and helpful for newcomers. Healthcare is good in major cities. Manila has internationally accredited hospitals. Doctor visits, $15. Private insurance is affordable. Challenges: infrastructure outside cities is rough. Power outages happen, internet varies, Manila traffic is legendary. Typhoon season is real. Corruption exists but improving. The verdict: friendliest place for American retirees wanting tropical island lifestyle without language barriers. The combination of English, affordability, and natural beauty is unmatched. Islands are beautiful, but maybe you want mountains and wine. That's number 4, Georgia, the nomad capital. Georgia created the lowest barrier to entry in the world. 365 days visa-free, a full year. Just land, get stamped, stay 12 months. Most countries give 30 to 90 days. Georgia says stay for a year, see if you like it. This made Georgia the digital nomad capital, sits between Europe and Asia, birthplace of wine, 8,000-year winemaking history. The wine culture here isn't just tourism marketing. Georgians make wine in massive clay vessels called cuvevery, buried underground, using methods unchanged for millennia. Wine tastings in family cellars are a common social experience, and you're treated like family, not a customer. The food is incredible. Georgian cuisine is distinct: khachapuri, cheese-filled bread; kinkali, soup dumplings. Wine flows like water because it's cheaper. Tbilisi became expensive by Georgian standards, $1,200 to $1,500 monthly now. The secret: other cities are dirt cheap. Batumi on the Black Sea, subtropical beach city, bizarre Vegas meets Soviet vibe. Modern apartments, $300 to $400 monthly. Kutaisi, third largest city, more local, less touristy. Good internet, affordable housing, incredible nature. Live well under $800 monthly. Digital nomad infrastructure is excellent. High-speed internet standard. Cafes and co-working everywhere. The time zone works perfectly for both European and US East Coast clients. Georgians are warm, hospitable, curious about foreigners. Complicated history with Russia makes them welcoming to Westerners. Challenges: Georgian language is notoriously difficult. New alphabet. Young people in Tbilisi speak English. Elsewhere, you need Russian or Georgian. Political tension with Russia creates backdrop. The verdict: lowest barrier globally. Land and figure it out for a year with zero visa stress. Unmatched for digital nomads and remote workers. Georgia offers mountains, but our next spot offers Mediterranean beaches at impossible 2026 prices. Number 3, Albania, the Mediterranean secret. Albania is Greece without the price tag. Literally next door to Greece. Same crystal Mediterranean water. Similar food, climate, ancient history, 1/3 the price. Beachfront apartment in Greek islands, 1,500 to 3,000 euros monthly. Albanian Riviera, 400 to 700 euros. Taverna meal in Santorini, 40 euros per person. Saranda or Ksamil, 10 euros. Same fresh seafood, same views, same sunset. Greece gets 15 million tourists yearly. Albania gets 7 million, mostly regional. Western tourism just starting. The Albanian Riviera is stunning. Turquoise water, white pebble beaches, dramatic mountains, ancient ruins, medieval towns. No cruise ship crowds. Saranda, Himara, Dermi offer perfect Mediterranean lifestyle. Slow mornings overlooking the sea. Fresh fish lunches, afternoon swims, evening walks through stone streets. Live comfortably for 800 to 1,000 euros monthly. Modern apartment, eating out, travel, entertainment, everything. Tirana transformed into a genuinely hip city. Street art, trendy cafes, growing tech scene, youthful, energetic, optimistic. The history here runs deep. Ancient Illyrian ruins dot the countryside. Ottoman-era architecture mixes with Italian influences from the brief occupation. Communist-era bunkers, over 700,000 of them, are being converted into museums, hostels, and art installations. It's a country reconciling with its past while racing toward its future. Residency is straightforward. 1-year permit, renewable, reasonable income requirements, urgency. Albania is being discovered fast. Real estate ticking up. 5 years ago, beachfront apartments were 60,000 euros. Now 100 to 150,000. Still cheap, but the window is closing. Challenges: infrastructure improving but inconsistent, power outages occasionally, road quality varies, bureaucracy slow, English in tourist areas and with young people, older folks speak Italian or Greek. The verdict: last affordable beach paradise in Europe. Get in before 2027 or miss it. Albania offers European beaches, but maybe you want closer to home. That's number 2, Nicaragua, the $1,000 king. Politics in Nicaragua are complicated. Ortega's government faces international criticism, protests, crackdowns, diplomatic tensions. Headlines aren't pretty. But day-to-day expat life, peaceful, cheap, genuinely beautiful. Ultimate disconnect between headlines and reality. While governments argue expats live on beaches for $1,200 monthly, eating lobster for $7, watching perfect Pacific sunsets. Nicaragua is where Social Security makes you wealthy. $1,000 monthly isn't scraping by, it's comfortable. $1,500 is upper middle class. Main hubs: San Juan del Sur, Pacific Coast, and Granada. Colonial city on Lake Nicaragua, culture and history. Nice apartments: 300 to 500 in San Juan del Sur, 400 to 600 in Granada. Everything is cheap, tropical climate, warm year-round. Beautiful beaches, less crowded than Costa Rica, better surfing than most Caribbean. Pensionado visa: prove 600 monthly in pension income, get residency with duty-free imports and tax exemptions. Healthcare improved. Main cities have adequate facilities. Anything serious, short flight to Costa Rica or Panama. Expat community is tight-knit, budget-conscious, independent-minded, retired teachers, former military, online entrepreneurs. Your dollar stretches further here than anywhere within 3 hours of Miami. That proximity matters. Visit family for holidays. Friends can visit easily. Challenges: political situation makes some uncomfortable. Basic infrastructure: not high-speed fiber most places. Medical care for serious issues requires travel. The verdict: ultimate budget bunker, maximize quality of life per dollar, not glamorous or cutting edge, but affordable, peaceful, beautiful. Now, the number 1 spot combines something special: European culture with 2005 prices. Number 1, Argentina, the sale of the century. If you only pay attention to one country, make it this one. Paris for pennies. Argentina offers the highest quality of life per dollar spent on Earth right now. Not close. The best. World-class culture, incredible food, European architecture, sophisticated cities, stunning nature from Patagonia to Iguazu Falls. All at 2005 prices. The economy has been a roller coaster. But with US dollars, you're riding the front seat. Argentina has official and unofficial blue dollar rates. Blue dollar gives massive buying power. 30 to 50% more than official rates suggest. Inflation stabilizing in 2026, projected 18%, which is progress for Argentina. Milei's reforms showing results. Critical point: this window won't stay open forever. As the economy stabilizes, prices normalize. The massive arbitrage opportunity shrinks. Go now, not next year, not when more stable. Buenos Aires is one of the world's most beautiful cities. Paris of South America isn't hype. Stunning architecture, distinct neighborhoods, Palermo for restaurants and nightlife, Recoleta for elegance, San Telmo for antiques and tango, 2-bedroom in nice neighborhoods, 600 to 900 monthly, same apartment in actual European capitals, 3,000 minimum. Food scene is world-class. Argentine beef is legendary. $7 steaks that cost $50 in New York. Incredible Malbecs from Mendoza, rivaling France, $5 a bottle. Nice restaurant meals, 12 to 15 per person. Serious coffee culture, beautiful cafes. Sit for hours unrushed, civilized. Cultural scene is rich. World-class theater, opera, ballet at accessible prices, museums, galleries, bookstores everywhere. Literate, cultured society. Beyond Buenos Aires, Mendoza for wine country and Andes. Bariloche for Swiss Alps vibes. Cordoba for local experience. Patagonia for dramatic landscapes. Comfortable, sophisticated lifestyle in Buenos Aires, 12 to 1800 monthly, all in. Apartment, eating out, entertainment, travel, healthcare, everything. Healthcare surprisingly excellent. Public system good, private system world class. Private insurance 50 to 100 monthly for comprehensive coverage. Challenges: bureaucracy is intense. Residency, banking requires patience and local help. Economy volatility creates uncertainty. Banking is complicated. Keep main money outside, bring in what you need. Inflation means prices change. The verdict? Paris for pennies. Highest quality of life per dollar on Earth in 2026. Rich culture, incredible food, beautiful architecture, money goes absurdly far. Time sensitive. Arbitrage exists because of instability. As that stabilizes, opportunity shrinks. Don't wait. 10 countries, 10 different ways to escape, lower costs, upgrade your life. Montenegro's Mediterranean charm, Cambodia's freedom, Turkey's medical bargains, El Salvador's safety miracle, Brazil's diversity, Philippines' English ease, Georgia's zero paperwork entry, Albania's European beaches, Nicaragua's budget lifestyle, Argentina's cultural sophistication. The perfect country doesn't exist, but the right country for your situation, budget, and priorities absolutely does. This isn't just about saving money, it's about reclaiming your life. You don't have to accept increasing Western costs as inevitable. You don't have to spend $4,000 monthly for a mediocre one-bedroom in America. You have options, real options. Countries that want you, welcome your dollars, offer quality of life that's become impossible back home. Now you have your list. 10 escape hatches cheaper, wilder, and better positioned for 2026 than mainstream options. The question isn't whether these opportunities exist, they do. The question is whether you'll take action. If this gave you value, hit that like button. Comment which country surprised you most, subscribe because we're just getting started. The world is bigger than you think. Your options are broader than you've been told. Your future doesn't have to look like everyone else's path. Choose your escape hatch wisely. See you in the next one.